We're here with Virginia women's golfer Briana Mao, fresh off her victory at the UCF Challenge in Sorrento, Florida last week. Briana, you've had a couple of days to reflect back on your win, your first collegiate victory. How does it feel to pick that first one up?
Feels really good. After reflecting on it, I realized how much my game has really improved while being at Virginia, and I'm really happy to see that. My mental game, for example, when I started here, it was a huge problem. And it was a big problem last fall too, and I've been really working on it hard, and kind of like I said earlier, it was when it's hard to play when you're frustrated, but now I made sure to be conscious of all my emotions and keep them in check and stay really clear-minded. So I don't know, I really enjoyed seeing how I was able to play without letting one little shot kind of bother me.
The team's had some tough training conditions in the winter here for the last couple of weeks before you were able to go out and start the season. Kind of an earlier start to the spring season than typical for a Virginia team.
Yeah.
Did you feel like maybe I'm just going to have to knock some rust off this tournament, or did you feel like you were really on top of your game going into the Central Florida Challenge?
I didn't feel like there's a lot of rust to knock off, because in the winter I played in Florida in the Sally, so I was able to really take advantage of the winter break to work on my game and get used to Florida weather. But I don't know, I probably was a little hard because we didn't get to play as much as we usually do to prepare for tournaments. But I don't know, I like the snow. It was really pretty, so I'm not regretting any way how we prepared for it. So.
Now, how did you handle the pressure on the last day? I mean, it was a shotgun start, so you're not out there with other people playing in groups of people that might be leaders in the tournament at the same time. Were you cognizant of where you were on the leaderboard? Were you thinking about that? Did you have any nerves? How did you handle that down the stretch?
It was actually kind of funny, because after the second day, I didn't actually look at the leaderboard until later at dinner with my family, and I saw that I was tied for first, but no one brought it up with me. No one. And then somehow my grandpa brought up randomly, just accidentally, because I saw out of the corner of my eye my parents are behind me, and they were going like this to tell them to stop talking, and I was they're really worried that I'm gonna crumble, my mental game's gonna just falter on the last day and all the pressure will get to me. But so knowing that, I kind of was okay, I know that I'm tied for the lead, but all I want to do tomorrow is play the best I can. It'll be windy, and I made a checklist for me to pay attention to. So so then when I played, I was kind of I wasn't really thinking about where I was in the leaderboard. I think on the last 3 holes though, I kind of was shoot, I'm even, and then I ended up 3-putting my second to last hole, and I was I wonder where I am. But then the last hole was okay, I just want to if I can birdie, that'd be great. And I ended up pulling my shot in the bunker. I was okay, just get up and down. I just want par, and I'm satisfied with how I played, because for 3 days, that was probably the best I've played consistently. And I ended up just getting a great sand save and parring. So then, I don't know, I made sure to go out there, just have fun. And then in the morning, my dad was just have fun. There's no expectations. You played great the last 2 days, so it's not we were expecting you to shoot under par, because it can get tough with the wind. So yeah.
Now, you mentioned your parents and your grandparents were at the tournament.
Yeah.
How special was it to pick up a victory in front of them?
It was really good. I was really happy, and my grandparents, I get teary-eyed with my grandparents. They were really happy to be there, and after the round, my grandma was I'm so glad I was here to see this. And it's really been great, because my grandparents on my mom's side and my parents have really been there for me with my golf since when I first started playing tournaments at the age of 7. All throughout junior golf, my grandparents are the ones that took me to all my tournaments, because my parents were full-time working. So it was just really great for them to see kind of how I've improved as going into college and playing golf, and just seeing how it's all working out. It was really good. I'm glad they were there.
Final question, you've got a couple of weeks till you get back out there and play at the Darius Rucker Intercollegiate. Are you ready to get going again, or are you've got some time to work on some things in your game? You like the fact you've got a little bit of a break here?
Yeah, I like that we have a little bit of a break, also to help with studies. But it'll help me to just kind of assess my round and pay attention to where maybe there were areas I could have improved. I played the best I could, but I know there are always things that can be improved. So this will be nice to have a few weeks to just work on everything again and pay attention to my putting since I just kind of like tweaked that recently. So I always need to pay attention to that. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy these next few weeks.
Well, great, and congratulations again on your first victory.
Thank you.